everybody. Time to rise and shine. I'm Shelby Barrett, the Stoned for the Stoned Roadie Show, and it's time to wake and bake with Craig Reed and Griff Martin.
It's a wake and bake morning show. It's a wake and bake morning show. It's a wake and bake morning show. Good morning.
Action.
You know what's going on here. Craig's too stoned to introduce himself. So this is Wake and Bake number 12, podcast 127, and it's Craig's birthday, which is Groundhog Day. Happy birthday, Craig.
Thank you. Thank you.
You do kind of look like a groundhog, but you look more like the mamas and the papas, the rock and roll.
Yeah, that sun comes up. I'm gonna go out and see if I can't see my shadow with my buddies, the groundhogs.
Yeah, well, when do you do that? When you going out to see your shadow?
This morning, yeah, this
Right.
morning.
What time?
Well, when the sun comes up.
Oh,
Yeah.
well, we better hurry. We better get
Yeah,
cracking.
it ain't
man,
but
because
6 in the morning. You know, the sun got to come up before. It don't come up till later.
You sure that isn't a beaver? It looks kind of like a beaver. You're not substituting a beaver for a groundhog, are you?
This is as close as I could get.
Because I see all that wood, those felled trees in the background, and I'm thinking that's a beaver. But anyway, so nice costume there, Craig. Craig does like to dress up for certain events, and his birthday certainly is a nice event. But so you got some birthday cards to open up, huh, Craig?
Oh, I got a couple here. Yeah, I said I wasn't going to open any of this until my birthday, and I got a little package here from Kathy Keeble and Savannah Napier, and let me open it up.
That's very nice.
See what we got in this bag here. It looks like a T-shirt and a card. Happy birthday, Craig Reed, from Six Gun 2024, aka the Stoned Roadie. Oh yeah, I got a card here from Six Gun.
How cool is that?
My joints are stiff. You're rolling them too tight.
That's a perfect card for you, Craig.
Yeah. Oh, good. And this'll be worth some money someday. It's got all the pictures of the original Six Gun.
Yeah, hold on to that, and we'll auction it off.
Yeah, when they become rich and famous, we'll auction that one off. Yeah, benefit the survivors. And while we're talking about benefiting the survivors, the book is sold. Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's what you said.
$1,000. Yeah.
Now we have to say a gracious thank you for that, because it's only been like 1 day or so, no, 3 days since our last podcast, and we asked if anybody wanted it, and somebody did, and look at that. That's a rare book right there. So you're getting a great book, and thank you so much for who did that, Craig?
Lisa. And I'm not going to mention her name. I'll mention it later. But Lisa, she buys quite a bit of stuff off of me off of eBay. She buys a lot of stuff, and she said, she said that I thanked her, because I said, man, Mark Frank's really going to appreciate that, and she said, that Lynyrd Skynyrd helped her through a bad time and during the late 70s, and she felt like she needed would like to pay back by doing this for the survivors. So I said that was really generous of her. Yeah. But
yeah, and I think we're going to have Chad Reed on here one day, because he knows a lot of history about this book, and yeah, if anybody has any more of those laying around, you see what we can get for them, and send them to us, man. We'll start auctioning them off. I got this little blue book of Gene Odom, which is just as rare. Cool shirt, Craig.
What did it say?
That's what I do. I smoke weed and I know things.
Yeah, that's from Savannah and Kathy Keeple. Yeah. Thank you guys. Appreciate it. Yeah.
You can wear that to the grocery store.
Yeah, and Angela and Lynyrd sent me this great big box, and I had to pre-open it because it was this great big box. But in this great big box was all these T-shirts.
Oh, wow. Cool.
Yeah, and they're really cool. Just, what kind of weed-oriented T-shirts? I'm not gonna open them up right now, but and then she sent me a card too. Oh, here it is, and let's open it up. And it said, "Ain't the only things getting lit tonight joints." Oh yeah. Oh, let me. There you go. There you go. Now you can see it. And then we'll open it up. And oh,
What was that, money?
yeah.
Oh,
Look
yeah.
at that.
Okay. Look at
Wow.
that.
Yeah,
Look at you.
that's about that. Oh, dang. Buy something good. Buy you something good. Yeah, that's what she says. Buy you something good. Well, thank you, Angela. I'll surely do that. Yeah, that was awful generous of you. And Angela is really cool. She donated 500 on that last round of the Forgotten Survivors Fund.
Yeah, she's a nice lady. Very nice lady.
Thank you, Angela. I appreciate that. And yeah, that's all my package opening.
Well, Craig, this
hold on.
time last year, what were you doing?
Oh, I was still in bed.
But you were getting ready.
Later on the day, yeah, I had a interesting day last year. Yeah, I did.
Yeah, that was like a brownie cake or something, wasn't it?
Yeah. My buddy made some brownies, and he didn't just use pot; he used keef, and I ate about 6 of them suckers, and yeah, my legs wouldn't work. I was someplace where it was with a bunch of younger people, and they kind of freaked out because I was the oldest guy there. I'm usually the oldest guy any place I go anymore, you know. But,
What was funny was Craig sent me a picture of his cake, and he said, "Look what these guys did for me." And then he took another picture and sent it to me, and there was a slice missing. Then I get a text from Sammy, Griff. He's going crazy on this keef cake. And I was like, oh my God. And then I see another picture and there's 3 slices missing. And next thing I hear, he's calling from the damn. I think I still have that on my phone. I'm going to have to get that off my phone when you called me from the hospital.
Oh yeah, I had those guys. I had those people in the emergency wagon in the emergency room. I had them all in stitches, man. They'll never forget that day.
Well, didn't the ambulance come the first time and you sent them away, and then they came again, and then finally you went? Something
Well,
like that.
yeah. I thought I was okay, and then it came. I guess the second and fourth brownie I ate was kicked in or whatever. I don't know, the fifth or sixth. I don't know. Yeah, I couldn't walk. Well, I thought about calling an Uber or something. Everybody else was pretty high too, and I was thinking if I call an Uber, the guy would have to help me walk in the house. I can't. My legs won't work.
Well, they said your eyes were open and you were just staring. You weren't saying anything, and they were asking you questions, like, what's your name?
What's your name? Yeah.
Well, I'm glad that you made it back and that you didn't go anywhere tonight because you're safer on your birthday at home.
Oh yeah. Yeah, they were asking me questions at the hospital, at the emergency room that kind of led into mentioning that I worked for Lynyrd Skynyrd, and then they all went in there they didn't believe me, you know, and then they went and looked up my name and saw me and come in and go, oh boy, you know. That was pretty funny.
Well, we're just gonna have a nice little morning podcast, and then you're just gonna hang around your house this evening, right, Craig?
Yeah.
I don't want
My
to get any
buddy,
phone calls.
my buddy Dave, he moved away a couple years ago, went up to Michigan and was living up there, and he just come over last night, and I told him I had to get up early this morning. What are you doing? And so he left. He's one that tried to get me into doing a podcast couple years before I ever thought about doing it on here. He looked up all this stuff I should buy, and we should do a podcast, and I just never did it.
Didn't you say though
Then
some guy invited you to do a podcast, and then he got
yeah,
sick with COVID?
and then he moved away, and I didn't remember all the stuff that he had ordered. A lot of the stuff that he ordered was, you know, basically some good stuff. It wasn't as good as the stuff that I ended up getting though, but yeah, then then everybody wanted me to write a book, and I said, man, I don't want to write no book. And then a guy from Music Explorer magazine wanted to know if I'd do a podcast. I goes, yeah, I'll do a question and answer type of podcast, you know. So, and then he got COVID or something and couldn't do it. And then that's when I was talking to you and going, yeah, I went out and bought all this stuff, and now this guy backed out, and you said, well, heck, I got a camera and a microphone. Heck, I can ask you questions. People are always asking me questions to ask you, and you know, me and you can do it. And that's all right. Well, whatever. So, yeah, we just started doing them on Facebook for a laugh, you know, and just answering people's questions. And then, you know, we had to go on YouTube, and then people started saying, oh, you guys are going to be millionaires doing this podcast, you know. And then people are going, what are you going to do with the money? And we said, you know, I knew I couldn't keep it, you know. It wasn't an option. So I said, I'll just donate it to the survivors. That's what everybody thinks. Everything I sell on eBay, I should donate to the survivors. They're kind of forgetting I'm one of those survivors, you know. But yeah, that's kind of how we started out with this thing. I don't know how I got off on that question. I've been get up for a little bit, you know. So,
well, yeah, you know, it starts with
Dave,
a dream.
my buddy's Dave's here. Yeah, I already told you. Hey, Dave, I kind of already told you the
What's happening, Dave?
about
What's
Dave.
up, buddy? How are you?
Dave used to. He's electronically knowledgeable about some new stuff that I am. He had to come over and fix my printer and my computer a couple times for stuff I was doing. I needed help, and come and help.
Yeah, I
me.
think the printer is more expensive than the ink cartridge. You just throw them away now. I never could get them to work. That's why I don't have one. They always screw up, and I get aggravated at them and end up throwing them in the trash. So I just go down to Kinko's and print my stuff.
Dave was saying, don't you wish you'd have done this 2 years earlier? And I'm going, I don't know. I don't think so. I'm still not ready. It cracks me up, people that, you know, I'd watch these things and talk about, this is my favorite show, you know. And
yeah, well, like we got some comments from the last one. One guy from Thailand said it's
Wow.
Wednesday right here in Thailand. And then another person says, love the podcast, love hearing all the Skynyrd stories. And then did RVZ ever have a turn at staying at the Hell House? Did Bronny ever stay at the Hell House?
You know, while I was with the band, no, I never saw him because like I said, I as soon as I got with the band, I think it was I think it was like, I don't know. I only stayed at that Days Inn a couple of days with Ed and Bob. I stayed at that Days Inn in Orange Park, and then it was like Billy's time to stay out there, and I was kind of amused with the idea of the Hell House and all that stuff. So I just stayed with Billy that night, and then after I kind of got oriented with the routine of guarding the Hell House, there wasn't much to it. You just kind of close the doors so Sasquatch can't get you and kind of put away the cockroaches and stuff.
Well, the only thing that really get you would probably be either a moccasin, an alligator, or maybe
I didn't walk outside much because those rattlesnakes like heat or something. I don't know.
Yeah, we have some nasty spiders, around too, but not.
But then then after I quit staying there, Artimus started staying there. I think I mentioned that before, and then I didn't stay there much after that.
When is it that you guys finally said, "Hey, we're done with the Hell House"? You went and got another place.
Well, that was at Riverside. It took about a year to put that studio at Riverside together, and that was it just got together just right when we got Steve.
What's up, guys?
So you guys, when you left Hell House, do you remember who took your place there? You just quit going there?
I would imagine that Joe Crimp's band kept that place. That's where they kind of rehearsed and everything.
Did you find it a lot better at the Riverside place?
Oh my God, yeah. Oh my God, yeah. That was like day and night. Yeah, that was like a new, that was like a new place. The building was all, we totally redid it and made a really nice studio in there. Yeah, it was really nice. It was nice.
Plus, you didn't have to worry about getting stuck when you drove your car out there.
Yeah.
Probably a lot easier to get to that place than,
Yeah, down on Riverside. Yeah, it was much closer. Yeah, Green Cove Springs was quite a ways out in the country. They went out there so they didn't get bothered by people, because I guess they had a lot of trouble with people just, stopping by and.
How about the new place, Riverside? Did anybody bother you there?
No. We just kind of. Didn't really, because as long as we didn't advertise where it was, nobody really knew where we were, and it was like.
Is that the place that you guys kind of shared with 38 Special?
38, and and the Austin Nichols band, too, Johnny's band. I remember, they were just starting out, and they were in there playing along with records. Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, there's a cool video that's on the internet where a guy, I think he went and visited Lacey Van Zandt, and then he went and found that studio, and it was like condemned, and they broke in, and there were all kinds of like Dean Kilpatrick drawing on the wall, and they were peeling it off and trying to keep it intact, and there was a bunch of 38 Special stickers. You guys dig that up off the internet and take a look at it. It's really cool, I have to say. I think I might know who did that video. But yeah, that's so that studio, I guess, it must have been an old building, huh, Craig?
I think it was like an old drugstore or something. It was right on the corner of something in Riverside. I don't remember what it was on the corner of, but I think it was a drugstore or something like that previously.
Yeah, because I'm thinking it was like 20 years ago when it was still around and that guy was in there. I could be wrong. It could have been longer, but it looked pretty gnarly. It looked like it had been kind of abandoned, and I'm wondering if they didn't even tear it down by now.
Probably, yeah.
Here's a guy, Midnight Whiskey Massacre in the house from the UK here. Where can I ask a question about Ronnie, please? Right here in the comments, just right below there in the comments, and then I'll take a look, and every now and then we'll go over them like we're doing now. One person wants to know, tell me some stories about Journey.
There's some art Dave gave me.
Oh,
They
cool.
were in Michigan.
That's some psychedelic.
Oh,
stuff.
you can't see it
I think
because
there's only 1,000 of them in the world.
this is 8 something. Yeah, it's green, so it's messing with my green screen. You can't see
Oh,
it. That's
yeah,
what happens when you
Right.
wear green around a green screen. It just all goes together.
Yeah, so Craig's got a cool story about Journey. I remember you telling me, wasn't it you had Neil Sean's guitar and you were roller skating with it?
Oh yeah, I used to wear roller skates. Yeah, I was really into roller skating. I posted a picture of me wearing roller skates coming off the stage wearing roller skates flying through the air. Yeah, I was crazy with those roller skates on. But yeah, got pretty good with them. Yeah,
Yeah,
they were
and
street skates. Yeah.
well, did you like hang out with Neil Sean any, or I know
Oh
you
God,
told
yeah.
me.
Me and
Yeah.
I hung out with all the band. Me and Steve Perry. Actually, he took me out around San Francisco. It was funny. He had a VW Beetle car. He drove a VW Beetle, and then I used to run around with Greg Raleigh, but he had a Rolls Royce. Yeah,
So
right.
was that when he had that Beetle? Was that like the first album that came out?
When I got with Journey in '79, he was driving a
Must have been
Volkswagen.
like Skynyrd. They were still broke,
Well, he
whenever.
had just got with the band. He had just done that first record, and then they were in the studio for his second record, so he hadn't made any money yet. Yeah.
Didn't you say you used to go in the bathroom and he'd be in there warming up his voice?
Oh, in the shower rooms, yeah. Anyways,
Yeah.
where you could get because we played in the arenas and stuff, and there was always in the team shower rooms, and any place you could go in there and he could get an echo, a reverb.
And then you guys were on tour one time and everybody had to bunk up and he picked Blaze.
Oh
Baby.
yeah. They goes, yeah, you guys gotta, because we would come in, we didn't get a hotel room, and we'd have to come in, at 2 o'clock in the morning and then get up and leave in the morning, so we didn't get a hotel room. So they asked the band that certain members of the crew could stay with them, and Steve said, I want Blaze. That was my nickname, Blaze. I want Blaze.
On our last podcast, Craig was talking about he went and got his blood work analyzed, and the doctor said that he was in good condition. And I asked him, did he get his prostate checked? And this person right here says, good show. Hey, Craig, next time they do a prostate exam, make sure the doctor doesn't have a hand on each shoulder while performing the exam.
Well, my doctor's a really nice looking lady, yeah. So
Oh, okay.
yeah,
Yeah. Well, then you would want her to give you one.
my doctor's really good looking. Yeah, she's young and really good looking.
And Craig, he tells her all about what he does. He says, "Oh yeah." He says,
In case you're listening, Linda, but she's married.
well, I was married.
I got kids. Chad's older than she.
I was
About
married to a
10 years
doctor, and I wouldn't want to be married to a doctor. But Craig, I was telling you earlier about. Did you know that Lynyrd Skynyrd had 46 albums?
Yeah, I would have never speculated that many. I would think 25 maybe, but yeah, that's
Yeah,
compilation, huh?
I was going to read them off for those people because some of them, if you look at the song list that's in the album, they're actually like different groupings of songs from basically all the earlier albums, the first four that were really good, Lynyrd Skynyrd. But I don't think any of the new stuff that they wrote, they ever play in their concerts now, do they, Craig?
Red, White, and Blue is the only thing I can think that they would probably play in their new stuff. Yeah.
Yeah. And so, like The Vicious Cycle and Endangered Species, that's like kind of new Skynyrd stuff, isn't it? Songs that they wrote. I don't know because I haven't listened to them, but I plan on doing that because
The
it's
Last Rebel and all that stuff. Yeah.
But here they are, just starting from number one. Pronounced, Second Helping, Nothing Fancy, Give Me Back My Bullets, Street Survivors. We talked about those on the last podcast. And then Lynyrd Skynyrd, 1991, The Last Rebel, Endangered Species, 20, Edge of Forever, Christmas Time Again. So they even have a Christmas album, huh?
Oh, that's actually good. Christmas Time Again.
Oh, yeah?
That's really.
What are they singing? Like Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer and stuff like that?
One thing, the Christmas time once again, comes into my head, and God, I forget all the stuff, but it's actually a good record. Yeah.
Oh, so you guys next Christmas go get you Christmas Time Again, Lynyrd Skynyrd. Then after that, that's when Vicious Cycle came out. Then Gods and Guns, Last of a Dying Breed, Lynyrd Skynyrd live albums, Southern by the Grace of God, Southern Nights. I thought that was a Glenn Campbell album, Southern Nights or something. Then Live from Steel Town. Then Lynyrd Skynyrd live, the Vicious Cycle tour, authorized bootleg live at Winterland, which is maybe that's the one that you see on the internet there because that's one of my favorite 75 and 76 at Winterland. So maybe that's that one. Live from Freedom Hall, One More for the Fans, which is kind of a pun on One More for the Road, probably. Pronounced Second Helping live from Jacksonville. You know anything about that one, Craig?
No, actually.
Live in Atlantic City, Lynyrd Skynyrd. Last of the Street Survivors 2018 live farewell tour. Lynyrd Skynyrd's select compilation albums. Best of the Rest. Legend, Lynyrd Skynyrd's Innards. The Lynyrd Skynyrd box set. Retrospect, What's Your Name? Wonder what's on that album. Have to look some of these up. Old Time Greets, extended versions, encore collection, The Essential Lynyrd Skynyrd Complete Muscle Shoals, 20th Century Masters, Solo Flights, number 37, All Time Greatest Hits, 38 Collectibles, Then and Now, 30, Lynyrd Skynyrd The Collection, Greatest Hits 2005, Then and Now Volume 2, Greatest Hits 2008, Icon, and then Broadcast Archive 3 CD set 1975 to 1994. So if you guys know any other ones, I may have missed. Don't crucify me on that, but there's a lot of listening right there if you want to hear some of the even the new and the old Skynyrd, because I think they got like a lot of the old Skynyrd mixed in with some of these box sets and things, which is a lot better than trying to dig around for it on the internet if you know what you like. So, but you didn't know they had that many, huh, Craig?
No, I would have speculated about 25. Yeah.
What do you remember about the last album that you worked on, which was Street Survivors, right?
Yeah. Man, we did a lot of that in Atlanta at Studio One, and then we moved down to Miami with Tom Dowd, and then got all that. I was going
That Miami one, is that same studio
criteria, yeah.
yeah,
That's where
where
Julio Iglesias recorded. Julio would come in there in his Rolls Royce, and the Bee Gees. Yeah, there was a lot of people that I met, down there in Miami that recorded down there. The Bee Gees.
I think that's where Alan Collins and John Cougar Mellencamp got in a big argument or something.
Well, that was during Rossington Collins, and yeah, I was definitely there because I chauffeured Alan down there when we went down there. I'm the one that took him down there. We took a trip down there in the coupe a couple times, the 32 Plymouth coupe, and we took the old Mercedes down there once. We took the 40 Buick down there, that 39 Buick that Gary Rossington. I don't know. I suppose he still has. I suppose maybe Dale has it. I don't know where the 39 Buick would be. Maybe when they gave it to one of their kids or something. Really nice car.
That was during Rossington Collins that you did that?
Yeah, during Rossington Collins.
And on the Street Survivors, wasn't there like a big PR thing with a lot of photo shoots and things like that? Like, because didn't you have to redo the one with the fire? How'd that work out?
You know what? I wasn't present during that photo shoot. I don't know where I was. Gene was there, but I wasn't. I believe Gene was there, but I wasn't.
Yeah, Gene told me he was there. Yeah.
I don't remember. I don't remember being there during that photo shoot. I don't know what I was.
We'll have to get Gene on and talk about that, because he was telling me that, nowadays they would use digital fire. But back then he said it was real fire. And he said,
yeah, if they did stuff for video stuff, I would go. But for photo shoots, I went to a few photo shoots, but I didn't go to all their photo shoots. I went to all video shoots, but not the photo shoots.
He was saying Gary was freaking out about the fire.
Well, yeah, when they hit that button and all the flames came shooting up, I guess Gary was jumping.
Yeah, and Gene said it was kind of freaky because he said it was hot, man. It was really hot, But and then they pulled that photo after the crash, and what did they? I don't know how they figured out what they were going to replace it with.
It was kind of eerie or weird or something, because Steve's head, the whole side of his head was on fire. It was like kind of spooky.
Even though there wasn't any fire on the plane, it was still
yeah.
But of course, they didn't pull the one album with the lightning hitting Ed and King in the head.
Yeah, the one where Gary's really sick sitting on the curb.
Yeah. Well, next time we come on, Craig, I'm hoping to have some video footage of Leslie Hawkins. So you guys stay tuned for that. That's going to be coming up. I think I've got her to where she'll come on and say a few words, because I'm gonna go out and take her a check that Craig sent me, and she's graciously invited me up to have a little chat with her and give her that check. I've been talking to her quite a bit. What a cool lady, Sometimes, like, when I'm talking to her, I'm thinking to myself, I'm actually talking to Leslie Hawkins, the honkette, singing backup for Lynyrd Skynyrd, because we're talking, a member of the band now, Leslie Hawkins, member of the band. You want to pinch yourself. And what a cool lady, and some of the stories that she's told me. I'll have to share some of them with you guys. I put a thing on Facebook where, if anybody has some questions, I don't know if I'll get her to answer it on camera, but I'll certainly have her answer those questions, and then I'll jot everything down and report back. So at least we get some questions answered, I think. But yeah, looking forward to that visit. When was the last time you saw Leslie, Craig?
Actually, it was I believe it was during the when Leslie and I did the interview for Gene's
Oh, the movie.
yeah, when we were all when I thought they were going to use actors, to play our parts or whatever,
Right.
and they were just doing interviews of us to kind of caption what kind of person we were, and I was I was telling them, really cutting it up, and then they actually used my interview in the movie.
Yeah, you didn't even
I
know
was
they were
at, I
going
was
to air
going.
it.
I thought they were using actors to do this. I
But you
wasn't.
did a good job. You did a good
Oh
job.
God, that was.
I think that's when you first said that you thought that the wings were going to break off the plane, and you felt like it would be like Mr. Toad's Wild
Mr.
Ride or
Toad's
something.
Wild Ride. I said, yeah, we'll just knock the wings off of it, Yeah, that's what I thought was going to happen. I did. I was looking out the window, and I just said, well, we're out of gas. We'll just kind of belly slide it in there. It's pretty wide. I said we might knock the wings off, but we should be able to just slide it in there. It was a
But in
pipeline.
in that interview, man, you could have been a preacher, man. You were like all clean shaven, and hair was all slicked back, and you were looking pretty dap in that interview. And Leslie did a great job. You guys haven't ever seen the Gene Odom movie, If I Leave Here Tomorrow, isn't that the name of it?
hmm
Yeah. Um, yeah, it's great. It's a great video. I had Gene sign a copy of it, and then I gave it away, and then I got another one from him, and I gave that away. So I think I need to get another one. But
Yeah,
I really,
it's kind of eerie because the Hudsons, who are um, on Facebook friends of mine, they have their pilot's license, and they actually have an airfield that I swear to God it looks like that pipeline. And I'd love to. I got my flight simulator, and I'm not a good enough navigator to try to been trying to find their private landing strip, but it's a private strip, so it's not registered, so it's not on my thing. But I'm just amazed on that flight simulator, Microsoft Flight Simulator. My backyard, I mean, they just kind of updated it and put it all back together. But my backyard, way back in the back of my property, there's a hill back there, and I can sit back there in a plane and look up over where that hill is, and it actually looks like the geometry of it's perfect. The tree lines and the way the hill's shaped and everything, it's amazing. But my front yard, they got it all full of trees. It's not, you can't really look, but the layout is just it's amazing how close they have that thing.
when you went back to the crash site, of course, you and I went there, and then I lost my glasses, and I had to get beat feeted out of there, and you were stayed there because you were waiting on your car to get fixed because you blew the engine up in it, and so you had to stay there like an extra week or something. So
Yeah,
you were
yeah.
hanging around with Hughes.
Well, yeah,
Uh,
I went down to the crash site actually a couple times, and I was really amazed that every time I went down there was a steady flow of traffic coming in and out of there. It's
oh yeah,
actually pretty cool when you're going down like 55, I think it is, and it's you see the big sign that says Lynyrd Skynyrd Memorial. You kind of get the chills, and you pull
yeah.
off.
It's
But you got to, it's about 8 miles after you get off the 55. You got to go like 8 miles before you actually get to
But
the
it's really
line.
nice country back there, and it's like I always say, if you're going to have an airplane crash, and for the serenity value, that place it's really nice, wooded place. It's a surreal, you when you went back there, Craig, and you said you found the pipeline. Did you go
Well,
out and walk around in the pipeline?
no, yeah, we were right in the pipeline. James Hughes, he took us to houses where they had reported that there was a low flying plane that went over, and I'm looking at that pipeline. It was like, it was like, wow, that's it,
Was the cut cleared area? Was it wide enough, you think, for the plane to fit
Oh
in there?
yeah, and that looks just like well, just like the Hudson's landing strip. Yeah, it was plenty wide enough. Yeah.
So you think if they would have put it in the pipeline, it would have been a lot better
Well,
results, huh?
James kind of commented. I think they were trying to save the plane, and that's what I've said all along.
Yeah.
They if they put it down that pipeline, I don't. They could have towed it out of there. I don't know what. Yeah, they could have.
Well,
put
it's better than
but
crashing in
they
the
were trying to
trees.
make it. They tried to make it back, and we were what 8. Well, the FAA the FAA people said that. The airport people said that after they told them gave the coordinates to the fastest way to get to the airport to turn immediately. Said they didn't turn for like a minute and a half. So they went that far out of the way, the wrong way, for a minute and a half, and then decided they were going to go back to the airport. So if they would have listened to the airport and turned immediately for the coordinates they gave them, we were only 8 miles. We might have made it.
Yeah, 8 miles is nothing in a plane.
Yeah, for a minute and a half, we went in the wrong direction.
Yeah, you may have been able to glide to the
They said
runway.
they said after they told them to turn for a minute and a half, they kept, and that's what we were doing. Explained why we were traveling down that pipeline. I think
And just think, all the great music that Ronnie Van Zant would have wrote, had he not died in that plane crash, it would have
and
been.
Steve, poor Steve, gosh almighty. I mean, Ronnie, only enjoyed really 73, 74, 75, 76, and part of 77 of a, relatively good life. And Steve, as far as being a rock star, what they've always wanted to be, Steve only really saw that for maybe a little over a year,
Yeah, and to think of Ronnie Van Zant being 29 years old when he died, he doesn't strike me as a 29-year-old. He seems like he's a lot more older, but he was pretty mature in his age. The guy was a genius. So God bless Ronnie Van Zant and everybody that didn't make it off the plane and those that are still struggling. And that's why we do things like these books here. And then thank you very much for that donation. And Mark Frank, man, you're going to be getting you $1,000 thanks to that nice lady who bought that book. And so as soon as I get the go ahead, I'll send that out, Craig.
Yeah, Mark Howard's got about $700 coming. I know we sold some stuff for him on eBay, but eBay takes a cut of that, so we'll got to figure out. But I think that book sold for, I think the last podcast I said 510. I think it was 610. But they take about 10% of that, so that's $75, $80.
Yeah, so there was no cut taken out of this one. We like that.
No, that's straight. Yeah, and then Lisa, she's gonna send me a check for the other one. So that'll go right to Mark Frank. So yeah, he'll have 1,000 coming.
Yeah. Hey, Craig. While you got all that up on your screen up there, these pictures back here that you see behind my thumb, these Gary and Alan on my right, and then just Alan on the left. Those are some really cool pictures there. And if you guys are interested in those, send Craig an email or, let him know that, and we'll work with you on a price on that. And of course, Craig, there on the back of those, there's actually a letter of authenticity. And those, I believe, were taken at the Lakeland Civic Center. And there's a letter of authenticity on the back. That was Kent Griffith and Brian Campbell donated those, and I'm just kind of like enjoying them, but we do need to get rid of them and pass them on to somebody that wants to put them on a like in a music room or something. That's where they belong. Something really cool on the wall somewhere where it does it justice. So yeah, send Craig an email on that. And anybody has any donations that where they want to kick in, Craig Reed, P.O. Box 442, Green, Ohio 44232, and just send and we'll.
And those stickers, I'm getting those stickers here. Clayton said he put them in the snail mail, and at first we said we were only going to get 20, and then he said he was going to send us 100. So we dropped the price considerably, and half. I said we were going to try to sell them for $50, but since he's sending us so many, we just let them go for like 25. I imagine we could give, not sell them all and give some away as giveaways or whatever. Well,
I want to donate that $5,000.
My buddy says he's gonna sell some Michael Jordan collectible stuff and donate. He wants to donate more than anybody else has.
He said he was gonna buy 10 stickers from you because he didn't want to hoard them. I said, buy them all. We don't care. Money's money.
He got involved with some spicy redhead that really took him to the cleaner, and I'd give in the past before he moved to Michigan, I'd give him a bunch of pictures and stickers and a bunch of collection and stuff, and we kind of traded. I don't know if you've ever seen the what do you call those the black people the little small Marriotts or whatever they are. They're worth quite a bit of money. And he gave
what you had some you traded in for something.
His grandpa was a collector of stuff, and he collected a bunch of black memorabilia. He gave me some cookie jars and a whole bunch of stuff, and he just looked up in my thing and said, "I gave you those salt and pepper shakers. Damn, those are worth a lot of money." I guess they're really rare.
Well, you still have them?
Oh God, yeah, I still have all that stuff. Yeah, I still have all that.
Yeah, Craig don't get rid of much.
No,
if people give me something, I don't get rid of it. Yeah.
Somewhat of a hoarder, shall we say?
and now that's why you guys got to stay tuned, because in case you haven't heard, Craig is starting to break loose on some of this stuff, and we're having a contest. We're having a contest, and when's our next contest gonna be?
I just told Dave I gave away about a dozen Disney Mickey Mouse and stuffed animals. He said, "Do you know what those freaking things are worth?" I said, "Oh my God, I just gave them away about 3 weeks ago." Damn, don't tell me that.
Alan's car. Think about Alan's car.
Oh yeah.
He wants to buy Alan's car. Yeah.
I already went through that thing with Craig with Alan's car.
He's offered me a lot of money for it, though.
Yeah, he ain't gonna come off that car. I remember I was over at Craig's house, and John Neal was there, and John goes, "Hey, why don't you buy that car from Craig?" And I said, "Man, I don't want to buy that car." He goes, "Go ahead, ask him. Go ahead, ask him." And I was like, "Nah." And then Craig, and then he goes, "Craig, will you take 5 for it?" And Craig went, "No." And he goes, "Will you take 7? No. Will you take 10? And then Craig just walked off.
You can't even get in at the damn. I have the keys, and they can't even get in at the doors.
I told him to part it out and auction it off. Auction off the parts. People.
No, he won't do that. He told me. I tried to get a rear view mirror off of there, and he goes, "No, I said, "Just put another one from a junkyard."
For the survivors. That's what you should do. Alan would want that.
Well, you got to let Craig do what he wants with his own stuff.
I know, but you don't want it to turn into dust too.
But all right, Craig. Well, I think this is about a wrap up, man. I don't know. What did you start your timer?
No. I kind of looked at the thing, and we're we're probably 50 minutes. I don't
Yeah,
know.
yeah.
Yeah, we kind of making them a little short sometimes. People just drinking a cup of coffee and get halfway through a joint, and we're going, "Happy trails."
Yeah. Yeah, and great appreciation too to our new song that we got, man. It's an awesome song, and we can't say enough about it. And I like
Oh
messing
yeah,
around.
Daniel. Yeah, and
Yeah, Daniel.
he's one that called me and said, "Where do I send money for those stickers?" I said, "Man, I haven't got them yet." And he said, "But you know,
Well,
I didn't go to my mailbox yesterday. I got all tied up."
yeah, and you need to check the Stone Roadie Gmail
I
too.
checked that. That's how I found out Lisa. I hadn't checked that. I said, "Oh God, I better check that thing." And she said, "Man, I'll
Cool.
take that." Yeah.
Yeah, well, thanks, Lisa, for listening whenever I asked Craig what his email was. You must have written it down.
Yeah. She did. Yeah, that was great. Yeah.
Yeah, oh, that was the best news. Yeah, I mean, old Mark Frank, man, he's gonna be tickled, and he does follow the podcast. And Mark's a really cool guy, man. He's had some issues with some strokes, and haven't heard too much from him lately. But he's in an assisted living now, and he's from what I understand, he's doing okay. But he does have some issues with the strokes that he had, and
Yeah,
kind of getting around.
he's I wouldn't call it a depression, but yeah, he's kind of bummed out about his condition after having a stroke. He's commented quite a few times.
Yeah,
It really,
yeah, where it's
changed
debilitating.
his life. Yeah.
It is debilitating. So, and then Mark Howard, I think he's still having some phantom pains, and maybe, who knows, maybe some surgical healing that takes, that when you cut your leg off, that takes a long time to heal, and then he's got to go through the whole thing of trying to get fit with a prosthesis. So, yeah, you guys, that are sending money in, these people, they appreciate it more than you know, and they really are very humbled, and they don't talk much about it, but they do appreciate it. So thank you so much for
Well,
sending
yeah.
stuff
We
in.
sent each one of them just like $400 shy of $5,000. So send anybody $5,000 in a year. That's a pretty good chunk of change.
Yeah, and that whole time Craig was collecting robes and coins and things like that. Little did he know that one day he'd be able to take that stuff and help his fellow
Yeah,
survivors.
yeah.
So
Yeah, good
anybody
giveaway.
ever calls Craig a fat shamer, just remember, man, he's also a great guy. He does some
you
great
know-
on
things.
that.
You know what?
Amen on that.
I was once fat, and I'm just.
He's doing it for health reason.
You
I
know.
got lupus. Yeah, for sure.
I was once fat, and I feel a lot better not being fat. I just
Didn't you say Dave, your buddy that's there now, he lost a bunch of weight and then he
Yeah,
gained
but
it back?
he got involved with that redhead that took a bunch of shit off of him. And as soon as I seen him, I said, "You gained a lot of some of that weight back." He goes, "I've been depressed." So people eat. They do. That's the main reason people eat. They're depressed.
Yeah.
Well,
he's
Dave,
not-
get you a picture of Craig and put it on your refrigerator.
Yeah, for sure. The before and
And
after.
whenever you open the door, have a switch that hits a recording and it goes, he's laughing at you for eating.
You ever showed him a picture of you blown up before?
Oh, I've shown him fake pictures of me
Yeah.
being obese. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I saw that picture.
Yeah. It's
Yeah, Craig's buddy
Something
said to him, he said, "Hey, Craig, pretty soon you're gonna be fatter than me." And Craig looked at him and said, "Ain't no way I weigh as much as you." And
well, that's what's weird. When I was that heavy, I really didn't see it. I didn't really see myself that big, and yeah, it's weird. I didn't think of myself. I knew I was heavy, but I I lost
Well,
80 pounds. That's a lot of weight.
that must be what's going on with these young girls wearing these belly shirts and stuff. They don't know that they've got it. Because I mean, I see them going and walking around all the time, and they got like a big belly hanging out of their shirt, and I'm thinking, put
certain
that thing
clothing
away.
made in certain sizes.
Guys too, not just girls.
Yeah, no, amen.
Usually it's a guy, he's bent
That
over
goes
and the
both
crack of his
ways, as
ass
you
is
would
hanging
say.
out.
Yeah.
All these diet plans, though, they all kind of seem to suggest that you can continue to eat like you normally do and still lose weight. You can't do that. I mean, I'm sorry. You can't do that. I mean, I don't know how they've got you brainwashed to think you can do that, but you can't do that.
Well,
If
you
do,
can
it's
you
not
can
healthy.
go.
They've got that thing that you inject. My doctor said women are coming in there wanting her to subscribe them with that thing that they inject you with, and you lose weight. And she's going, why do you want that?
Yeah, that's the new Hollywood craze. Is that injection that you get, and it's supposed to kill your hunger. But I heard it had some bad side effects.
Oh, yeah, it's got it may cause women to freak out as if women need something else to make them freak out about. Good
I'm
God.
not going to touch that one, Greg.
They're living on the edge to start with. So, anyways, yes, this has been the Morning Buzz on the Stoned Roadie show on
Sun's about to
this
come up.
and this Groundhog's Day special, the Stone Roadie show,
Which is
and
really a beaver.
thank you.
Now
No,
that's a
that was
groundhog right there.
that's a groundhog.
Yeah.
Yeah,
The other one was a beaver.
I
But
don't know. I'm just copying something they put up. So I want to thank you all you fellow Earthlings, for tuning in today on the Stoned Roadie show with Craig Reed, the very stoned roadie this morning, and Griff, the rocket scientist. And until next time, toodaloo, and see you later, and happy trails to you, and hope may the good Lord take a liking to you, and
man, I hope you see your shadow.
yeah, be in my shadow.
My godmother said, "Shoot the groundhog so it don't see nothing."
Yeah. The sun don't come up. Shit, the sun don't come up around here until God, almost 6:30 or something. Yeah. So yeah. So anyways, yeah. So there
After a while, crocodile.
Bye bye.